My name's Eric Eliason. I'm a professor of folklore at BYU. What folklorists do as a profession is look at the cultures and the traditions and the stories and the customs of everyday people. The fair is a great place to go for this kind of research because it brings into one place the kinds of foods that otherwise would be spread out all over the place.
Utah has some distinctive foods: scones, funeral potatoes, and of course, green Jell-O.
Jell-O has an interesting history. It originally wasn't a dessert, it was originally a salad. And I'm sure some people can remember having Jell-O put on a piece of lettuce, or Jell-O with carrots on it, or even Jell-O with meat in it. Salt Lake City was the most Jell-O consuming per capita city in the United States.
Deep fried green Jell-O. So we picked green because green is a Utah favorite and original, right? And so this is what it looks like here. It's just real lime green Jell-O, okay? And what we do is I mix it up. Instead of adding sugar to my batter, we add Jell-O to it, and you can see here that it makes a gelatin batter. It's a little bit thicker than a normal batter. What are we going to do that's something only Utah would ever see? Everything in Utah, whether weddings, funerals, and church events, has green Jell-O in it.
All right. This is good stuff.
It's green Jell-O fried, and I think it's good.
The origins of fry sauce are interesting, and there are several different versions of how it came to be. Depending on who you ask, which institution you go to, you'll get a different version of how it first emerged. From a folklorist point of view, it's fascinating that there are multiple variants of this story and multiple claimants of it, because it tells us that it's important. That also makes people unique and distinctive. It's a way of saying, this is me, this is my people, and we're different than other people. Scones are interesting in Utah because scones to other people means something completely different.
Traditionally, a scone is baked, and it's more of like an English tea scone. It looks more like a biscuit. A Utah scone is a dough that's rolled out and then fried.
Right. How come a Utah scone is different than what almost everybody else everywhere knows as a scone?
Because Utahns won't eat regular scones, they're not deep fried.
They're called funeral potatoes because they are served at funerals. Anyway, another version of why they're called funeral potatoes is that you will have to have a funeral after you eat them because of how unhealthy they are.
Funeral potatoes usually have a crisp topping like cornflakes or Ritz crackers or potato chips.
One of the things that struck me about the funeral potatoes contest is there were Mormon ladies who had obviously been making funeral potatoes for generations, and this was a family tradition. But there were also a couple of urban hipsters who thought it would be quite the cool thing to try to win the contest. There's a new generation that is being interested in local foods for some of the same reasons, but also some different reasons as well. And that's the way folklore works, really. It doesn't stay the same forever. Some things do, but other things adapt and change, and that's how you know you're dealing with a tradition that's healthy and alive.